Have you ever caught your cat staring at you and then, out of nowhere, they slowly close their eyes? Most owners assume their cat is just getting sleepy, maybe drifting off, maybe zoning out for a second. But that slow, deliberate blink is one of the most intentional things a cat is capable of doing, and it's aimed directly at you. It's not random, it's not tiredness, it's a message. And once you understand what your cat is actually saying when they do this, you'll never look at that moment the same way again. These 7 things are all connected to that single slow blink, and by the end, you'll understand something most cat owners go their entire lives never realizing. Because the last one explains why your cat might slow blink at you constantly, but almost never do it with anyone else in your home, even people they clearly like. Let's start with where this behavior actually comes from. 1. It's the closest thing a cat has to a smile. To understand the slow blink, you first have to understand how threatening direct eye contact is in the animal world. In most species, sustained, unblinking eye contact is a challenge. It's how predators lock onto prey. It's how animals size each other up before a conflict. Cats are no exception. A hard, unblinking stare from another cat, or from you, reads as tension, not affection. So when a cat wants to communicate the opposite, that they mean no harm, that they're relaxed, that there's no threat here, they do something that would be almost impossible to fake if they didn't genuinely feel safe. They deliberately close their eyes in front of you. Think about what that actually requires. Closing your eyes in front of another creature means giving up your vision completely, even if just for a second. In the wild, that's a real vulnerability. A cat only does this around something they trust enough to be blind in front of, however briefly. Researchers who study cat behavior have found that cats slow blink more frequently at their own owners than at strangers, and that cats are more likely to approach a person after that person slow blinks at them first. In other words, this isn't just a signal your cat sends, it's a conversation your cat is actively inviting you into. When you understand it this way, the slow blink stops looking like sleepiness and starts looking exactly like what it is. Your cat's version of a warm, closed-eye smile directed only at you. 2. It's completely different from a normal blink, and your cat knows the difference. Not every closed eye is created equal, and learning to spot the difference will change how you read your cat every day. A regular blink is fast. It's functional. It's your cat's eyes doing the same basic maintenance yours do, keeping the surface moist, clearing dust, nothing emotional attached to it at all. The slow blink looks completely different once you know what to watch for. The eyes narrow gradually, almost like they're softening. The eyelids lower slowly, often paired with a slight relaxation in the whiskers and ears. Sometimes it's held for a beat longer than a normal blink would ever need. And crucially, it usually happens while your cat is already looking directly at you, not as part of grooming, not as part of drifting off to sleep, but as a deliberate act performed while eye contact is already established. This distinction matters because owners often miss the signal entirely. They see their cat's eyes get a little droopy and assume the cat is simply getting tired, when in reality, their cat just delivered one of the clearest expressions of trust they're capable of, and it went completely unanswered. Learning to spot that slow, soft narrowing instead of a quick blink means you'll start noticing this message from your cat far more often than you probably realize it's already happening. 3. Something chemical is actually happening in that moment. Here's where this gets genuinely fascinating. The slow blink isn't just a visual signal, it appears to trigger a real physiological response, similar to what happens during other bonding behaviors between cats and their owners. Positive social interactions between cats and humans, including gentle eye contact and calm vocal exchanges, have been associated with increases in oxytocin, the same hormone involved in bonding between mothers and infants across many mammal species. While researchers are still working out the exact mechanisms specific to slow blinking, the broader pattern is well established. Calm, trust-based interactions between a cat and their owner correspond with measurable shifts in the same bonding chemistry found throughout the animal kingdom. This is part of why a slow blink from your cat can genuinely make you feel something, a small warmth, a sense of connection, even if you can't fully explain why. Your body may be responding to the same chemical signals your cat's body is producing. It's not sentimental exaggeration to say that moment is a real physical exchange happening between the two of you, something small, quiet, and completely wordless that both of your nervous systems are actually registering. 4. Blinking back changes how your cat sees you immediately. Here's the part most owners never think to try. The slow blink isn't just something to notice, it's something you can actually do back, and the response from your cat can be remarkably fast. Researchers at the University of Sussex ran a study specifically testing this. When owners slow blinked at their cats, cats were significantly more likely to slow blink back, and were also more likely to approach the person afterward, compared to when the person simply looked at the cat with a neutral expression. Even strangers who slow blinked at unfamiliar cats saw a similar, though slightly weaker, effect. The behavior works both directions. It's a language your cat already understands instinctively, and it turns out you can speak it too. Here's how to actually do it correctly. Make relaxed eye contact with your cat. Let your eyelids drop slowly and gently, almost like you're in slow motion, and hold the closed position for a second or two before opening them again. Keep your face soft, not exaggerated or theatrical, then watch what happens. Many cats will blink back within moments. Some will follow it with a slow approach, a head tilt, or settling down nearby. You've just had an actual conversation with your cat entirely without words, using a signal they've understood their entire life. 5. Not every slow-looking eye is a slow blink, and context matters. This is the part most videos on this topic skip, and it's important. A cat with half-closed, droopy-looking eyes isn't always sending you a message of trust. Context changes everything. A cat who is genuinely drowsy, winding down for a nap, will often have heavy, half-closed eyes without the same intentional, held quality of a true slow blink. There's no real eye contact being established first. It's simply fatigue. A cat who's unwell can also present with squinted or partially closed eyes, sometimes accompanied by other signs like reduced activity, hiding, or changes in appetite. If a cat's eyes look consistently narrowed or partially shut outside of clear, relaxed, socially engaged moments, and especially if it's a new or persistent change, that's worth a vet visit rather than a heartwarming interpretation. The real slow blink almost always happens during clear, mutual eye contact, in a calm setting, often paired with other relaxed body language, soft ears, a loose tail, a relaxed body position. Learning to tell the difference means you get the joy of recognizing genuine affection without accidentally misreading illness or exhaustion as a loving gesture. Paying attention to the full picture, not just the eyes alone, is what makes you fluent in this rather than just guessing. If learning to actually understand your cat's version of a smile is changing how you think about these small daily moments, tap that like button and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat owners who want to understand what's really being said in the quiet moments most people scroll right past. 6. Kittens learn this from their mother before they ever meet you. The slow blink isn't something cats invent on their own as adults. It traces back to early kittenhood, learned in the presence of their mother and littermates long before a human is ever part of the picture. In a litter, kittens raised in a calm, secure environment are frequently exposed to relaxed, half-closed eye contact from their mother during rest and nursing periods, a visual cue layered on top of the physical closeness they already share. Over time, that soft, slow-eyed expression becomes associated with safety, closeness, and the absence of threat, long before a kitten has any concept of what a human even is. This is part of why the slow blink feels so instinctive and automatic for cats, and why it shows up even in cats who had very little early human contact. It's not a trick they learned to please you. It's a piece of feline emotional vocabulary that existed inside them long before you ever met, one you happen to be lucky enough to be included in now. When your adult cat slow blinks at you, they're not performing a learned trick for your benefit. They're extending a piece of their earliest, most fundamental language, the same one they once shared only with their mother, to include you in it. 7. Your cat may have a completely different vocabulary with everyone else in the house. Remember at the start, when I said this explains why your cat might slow blink constantly at you, but rarely, if ever, at other people they clearly seem to like? Here's why. The slow blink isn't a universal setting. A cat applies equally to every person in their life. It's calibrated, shaped by the specific history, tone, and level of trust built with each individual person over time. A cat might slow blink at their primary caregiver dozens of times a day, while barely doing it at all with a housemate they're perfectly comfortable around, but haven't built quite the same rhythm with. This isn't favoritism in the way we usually think about it. It's closer to the difference between a language you're fully fluent in versus one you only know a little of. The trust might exist with multiple people, But the specific, practiced back and forth of the slow blink often only fully develops with the person who's engaged with it, consciously or not, the most consistently. This is why learning to actually slow blink back matters so much. You're not just receiving a signal, you're practicing a shared language, one that deepens and becomes more fluent the more consistently you use it. Cats who live with multiple people often develop noticeably different blink patterns with each one, more frequent and unmistakable with whoever responds to it most often, more occasional or absent with those who never blink back at all. So the next time your cat locks eyes with you and slowly, deliberately lets their eyelids fall, don't just notice it. Answer it. Let your own eyes soften and close the same slow way, and hold it for a moment before opening them again. That small, quiet exchange, one you can repeat every single day, is a conversation that exists only between the two of you, built one slow blink at a time, in a language your cat chose to share with you specifically out of everyone else they know.